Hi everybody and welcome to this week's AUWFC pre-match interview with me, Kayleigh. Today I'm joined by our medical officer, Gina Phillips. We've also got Nell Boxall here, that's our vice captain, and obviously our manager, Adam Wood, who we've met many times before. Hi guys, how is everyone today?
Hi, good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Good.
Yeah, good.
So to start with, Gina, I'm coming to you first. It would be great to hear a little bit, obviously, about you as our medical officer. What does that mean? Like, what does that role entail for you?
Basically, I'm the main first aider for the women's setup, and I also sort of just oversee sort of the players' welfare week in, week out. Obviously, I'm not a qualified physio, so I can't give myself that title, but I have got a lot of other sort of relevant qualifications that help me to fulfill my role. So yeah, I enjoy my role, and I've found my feet a bit now, a couple of seasons in. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's really great. So obviously last weekend we were home and we were playing against Southampton Women's Reserve. We won 8-1, so lovely win. And also there were a couple of injuries from that game on Sunday. So I was just going to ask you for a little bit of update on the squad there with the injuries. Is there anything we need to know for the girls?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of sort of ongoing ones at the moment. Sadie, as people probably know, has been sort of in and out for the past sort of year now. She's got some ongoing issues that she's currently being seen at the hospital for as well. So we are monitoring her and trying to do what we can to sort of keep her playing, but also manage her condition.
Yeah.
Charlie went off on Sunday, as people probably know. She's had a sort of ongoing problem with her back for a little while, and it was playing up a lot on Sunday, more than it has previously. So over the next week, we're going to get her to see an osteopath for an opinion, just to see sort of what she thinks about that and whether it's going to sort of interrupt with her, Charlie playing. But it's kind of come at a good time in a way, because we have potentially got another couple of games and then we've got a little break before pre-season, so it will be good to sort of get to the bottom of that. Liv Hazel also went off as well, again with an ongoing sort of knee problem, just flared up a little bit. I think sort of where we have been very stop-start over the last sort of season and a half, 2 seasons now with COVID. It's been very sort of difficult for the girls to sort of maintain their fitness, because it's not been constant and consistent, and that's not good for anybody in any sport to be so stop-start. So I think a few of the girls have sort of just picked up little niggles and are a little bit sore, but nothing major at the moment. We sort of had Beth Chapman from the under-18s, who's been training with us as well, had a fall at training last week, and potentially has fractured her elbow, so she hasn't been able to train with us this week as well. So it's all happening at the moment. Obviously a few more sort of concerning ones than others, but a lot of the squad have sort of just been managing little niggles and trying to do the right things leading up to the semi-final on Sunday.
Definitely. It seems like you've got it all under control, making sure everyone's fit and fighting and as well as they can be, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can. And if there's not much I can do with what's going on, I'm looking for the right help for them. So yeah, I'd like to think that, you know, we try and take care of them as best as we can.
Definitely. So now I'm gonna come to you now as our vice captain. Obviously, you weren't actually at the game last week, were you? But you're back this week. So, what were your thoughts on last week's match?
Well, I was just really proud of the girls. It's such a brilliant result, 8-1 in the quarter-final. I was a bit gutted not to be able to play. I was a bit nervous beforehand, thinking, you know, how's it going to go? But they did absolutely brilliantly. I watched some of the game, I watched the goals, and yeah, some of the football we played was just such a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, it was a really good game to watch.
So well.
Yeah. And you're back on pitch this weekend, and it is the semi-final of the Southern Regional Women's Football League Subsidiary Cup. So that's obviously we're in the semi-final, so that's great news. It's going to be away at Fawcett Fields, and we're against Mew Milton Town FC. And how are you and the girls feeling about the semi-final? Has there been some hype around the game? Have you had some good training leading up to it?
Yeah, I think everyone's just really looking forward to it. Who doesn't look forward to being in a semi-final? And it's great to be back playing football in general after, you know, we've been off for so many months. But to have a cup competition and to get so far into it, you know, coming back straight away has been brilliant. So we're all really looking forward to it. Training's been really good. The tempo's been great, and I think everyone just can't wait to play again on Sunday.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And obviously with obviously the standard of the girls' play recently, like this is sort of a question for all of you. How are expectations going into the game on Sunday?
I think we've played some great football over the last sort of few games in this cup competition. We're just considering, like we said, it's been so stop-start. The girls are looking like they've never really had a break. The tempo's ridiculously high. They're playing some brilliant football, and I just think as a squad, we sort of understand each other's way of playing, and that helps us to link up. And the only thing I would say after Sunday's game is sometimes we could still be a little bit more clinical, even with the scoreline of 8-1. But yeah, we work on things like that week in, week out. But I think all the girls are buzzing. It's another chance for us to sort of push for a final after we didn't get the opportunity to play in the League Cup final because of COVID. It's it kind of is a sort of substitute for that in a way. So hopefully the next time you hear from some of the guys in the team, we'll be in a final. So
fingers crossed indeed. Adam, have you got any points to add to that?
No, I mean, obviously, I said from the beginning that we were going to treat this competition seriously. I know that some managers and clubs have said they weren't going to. It was about the return, which it was about the return to football, of course it was. But I think the irritation for me was the fact that we were playing really good before the break. You know, I've never felt so confident than we were this season. And unfortunately, I think it's kind of hiccuped us a little bit. But what's happened now is since the return, as Gina said, we're playing great football. I think the clinicalness could be improved slightly, but it is better than what it was before lockdown. I call them Kiz, Miz, and Tiz. They're three unstoppable players at the moment in terms of up front. It's almost like we got our own, Liverpool's front three from last season, not this season, obviously. And I think for me, if the girls can get to a final, that what an achievement that is. Given the fact that we've had 3 months off, and I know everybody's in the same situation, and I'm not silly and daft to that, but what an achievement that will be, especially as Gina said, we missed the League Cup final last year because of COVID. So in some ways, hopefully this could be our League Cup final. We've got business to do first. Obviously, Mew Milton will be a decent side. They've knocked out Oxford City. They're a young side. I know they're a very young side, so they're going to be fit. They're going to be agile, and they're going to run us around a little bit. And without coming up with excuses, we've got players missing. And I say quite often now that I refer back to the amount of times I get told at the beginning of the season that our squad's too big, and then now we've got X amount of injuries. So I'm kind of stuck with my guts on that one.
Good job we've got Gina on board to look after those injuries.
Exactly. And I think Gina didn't do herself any justice there, because she does actually do a lot more than what she's detailed. I mean, we're talking rehabilitation plans and all that kind of stuff as well. So we're really, really lucky to have the likes of Gina on board. Although Gina and I probably have had a few fall-ins out, because she likes to protect our players, and rightly so. Whereas I'm like, just put them in and let them play. But no, we need people like that on board that are quite willing to push back against the likes of, Biff and I, who are quite abrupt with who we want playing. But
that's strong willed for it.
I could think of worse. But no, we were looking. I'm confident ahead of Sunday, but I'm really hoping that if the girls continue how we've played, I think we weren't, as I said in the post match, we probably weren't at our best on Sunday. I think we were a bit sloppy in places, but that happens. That happens. But overall, the 3 games that we've had in this mini cup. Overall, we've played brilliant, and if we take that forward, as I said, I feel confident in front of anybody at the moment.
Definitely.
I think I'm surprised that Adam hasn't brought up a stat, because he likes a stat, but I think we've only had a couple of goals conceded against us in this whole competition so far, and there's something like mid-20s that we've scored in 3 games. So I think that in itself shows, you know, just how much the girls have missed football and how much we've taken advantage of this sort of competition to get back into it and just really enjoy it more than anything.
Exactly, and I think you're right with that stat around the two goals conceded. I think it is. That's such a I'm trying to think of the right word, but such a complementary stat to our defence as well. Because I mean, defending as a whole team's important, but when you look at, we lost Heather Young, we lost Steph Carrick, we lost you know, we've had to jig it around. I think we had 4 different back fours on Sunday, just because we've had to change things around. We've now lost Charlie Dealey, so that's a credit to, you know, Coxie, Kirby, Megan and the gang at the back there as well, because they've kept them out. But equally, what we're doing at the moment is we're over attacking teams. So, you know, we're taking our game to a team rather than trying to defend against them, and we'll continue doing that.
Great. Well, it's been really lovely talking to you guys today. Don't forget, everyone, to hit subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss another AUWFC video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.